and go.
What?
What? What's up, everybody?
Uh-oh.
Why is this thing still funny? The Zoom thing still funny. How do I make you larger? Is there a way to do that?
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Did that work?
I don't know.
That actually did work. That's better.
Sweet. Okay, great.
Great. Ah, nice Deluxe Tux. What's going on, Cosmic Void? Whoa, already? Already Cosmic Void goes right for the jugular. Okay, good. I like that. What hardware or software or well, that's about all I have down here. Something else would be something kind of random. You can hear and see. Can you hear and see Julia?
Can you hear and see Julia?
I can hear and see Julia most of the time. When she says stuff that I want to hear, I can hear and see her. Sweet. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Okay, good. So we can hear and see Julia. We can hear and see me some of the time. And now I have to show off something from the collection right away. Okay, I like it. Oh, you know what I thought of? If you
What?
want, we could actually open a package that I just got live on stream. I haven't even opened it yet.
Oh, unboxing.
Yeah, an
Awesome. Or whatever that's
unboxing.
called.
An unboxing of a box. Not to ruin the surprise, but it is a box inside of a box. So let's do that. All right, let me
Sweet.
go get that. Julia, in the meantime, you can tell them, for those that may or may not know who the heck we are, you could tell them what's going on. And I'll
Okay.
switch it up. I'll give all
Okay.
Julia. Oops. That doesn't work. Why doesn't that work? Do I have to
Okay.
share the
Yes.
screen? I don't understand. I don't understand things.
That's fine. I
Full
think it's
screen.
working as
There
you'd
we
like it to
go.
work.
Now
Big
it's
Julia.
working. Now it's working.
Yay. Yeah, so welcome to stream, everybody. This is Dan the Band Music's music stream, composing a new track for the Crimson Diamond, which is a mystery adventure game by me, and it's going to be a tense waltz tonight. We already have a waltz in the demo, which you can find on Steam, the Crimson Diamond. And it's a wonderful little thing that Dan composed ages ago, and it just so happens that the game requires another waltz that's a little bit more ramped up in tension as the game goes on. You know, stuff happens and things change. It's very vague, but yeah, that's as much as I can really say. And if
Tense
you've
things happen.
yes, tense things happen. And what's going to be great is for anyone that's come to Dan's channel for the first time, you will get to see him compose a track from the ground up using a Roland MP32, which is a wonderful struggle.
It is definitely I don't know about wonderful, but it's a struggle for sure.
It's wonderful for people watching. It's a struggle for Dan.
Okay. So, let's see. Are there any violent tangos? Maybe not in this particular game, but you never know. So we'll switch it up, and I kind of did the honors of just opening up the box a little bit because I didn't want to like stab myself while live on stream. But we'll open up the box here together. And as you can see, it's a good thing I didn't. Oh, did I? Oh man, I might have actually stabbed the seal of this because it is a sealed product. It is Arcade Heroes 4-pack collection with Jazz Jackrabbit, One Must Fall, Hocus Pocus, and Mystic Towers, which is really not a fun game, but the other three are fun, unless
Sweet.
you like that kind of thing. And these are all, this is actually a shareware package. And I think I might have stabbed it with my scissors as I was opening it. Worst case, we'll just open it. It is sealed, but it is what it is. This is not a particularly high value item, so I'm okay with it. And I love it when shippers use plastic bags as shipping material. This is not shipping material, just so we know. Not shipping
Oh,
material. Do not ship with plastic bags. However, it was in a box, so I got to give credit for that. A box will protect you. Like, yeah, right. I don't even wanna have any kind of blood or gore, purpose or on accident on this particular channel. That's not our goal here. Except in musical blood and gore is fine.
How what would that sound like? I wonder.
You wouldn't really know, except for in the game, I guess. If you see the shower scene,
Hmm.
if you've seen the shower scene in the demo of the game, you might have an idea of at least EGA blood and gore, right?
Yeah, yeah, which is which pretty tame, all things considered. There's only so graphic you can get at that resolution.
All 320 by 200 pixels of it.
Yep.
So yeah, did they didn't like Twitch doesn't like that stuff? It makes sense. I get why. The joke is not the joke that is not getting him banned for it. So he got banned? That's no good. Yeah, I mean, I don't think our particular streams really toe the line of what's allowed and available on Twitch, but they are marked for mature audiences just in case the odd word here or there
Hmm.
comes across, or we show off some of the game, which is probably, I don't know, it's not going to be submitted for, is it going to be submitted for rating? I don't know. How does that work?
No, no. Steam has a bit of a questionnaire that you can fill out when you're thinking about content and stuff and what happens in the game, and then they'll kind of spit out a kind of a rating for you. And there are different countries that have different kinds of ratings, so you can kind of do it that way. Um,
I like Fractal Mind Mike. Just rate it awesome.
so rated awesome for awesome.
What's up, Fractal Mind Mike?
Yeah.
What's up, Eden Waith? Blah Holtzen. You should be swearing more. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Odd words or numbers like 17 or 5. Yeah, not in a row. We can't do them both in a row.
Mm.
Yeah, and Julia just shouted out Fractal Mind Mike, which is a good thing to do because if you haven't watched his streams, you should. Peggy 18, yeah, right. If you haven't watched his streams, you should. He's always playing some retro goodness, and he has a retro goodness collection as well. So that's always worth seeing. So yeah, Mike, did you miss the box? We just literally as soon as we started the stream, Cosmic Void wanted to redeem a show off something in the collection. So I decided to show off and sort of unbox this particular sealed game that I got recently from the wonderful company known as eBay. Are they wonderful? I don't know. But hey,
Do you have watches that you set on eBay for stuff that you're
I
looking
have a
for?
lot of different
Read them, read them,
search.
read them. Read some of them.
Okay, I'll read a couple of them.
His
Let's see.
electronic bay eats always
Go
Sammy.
into my electronic bay and see what I'm watching.
Hmm.
Well, I can read some of the stuff that I'm currently watching, although I could also read some of the stuff that's ended. Did
Yeah, you don't
somebody
want any
buy this?
competition.
Did somebody buy this? Yeah, they bought it. Oh well. Well, there's this particular item that I was watching. This is a graded video game, which
Ooh.
I have a copy of myself. It's not graded yet, but it is going to be graded, and it's sold for $751.
What is it?
It's The Legend of Zelda Master Quest for GameCube, and it's sealed. So it's once I get it graded back from the grading company, then in theory it's worth a lot more money. I don't know why. I guess because they verified that it's a legit, it's a legit seal or whatever.
So
Anyway, so
you've sent yours back.
I
You've sent
sent a
yours to
couple of them
okay.
in, but there's a long lead time between when you send it and when you get it back.
Oh, I'm sure.
I sent it in April.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm still waiting on that. But we wanted to know about what my saved search is. Is that what you wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
know?
yeah. I want to know what you got your eye out for.
Okay, I have 35 saved searches. Some are weird, like Friendlyware, which I've shown off before. That's actually that little white box. Where is it? The little white box that you can kind of see in my background there. So I actually already own a copy of Friendlyware. Another one is Rhythmicity, which is a rhythm game that I've not been able to find a copy of anywhere. Although I think we talked about this one time and somebody did find it or a version of it online somewhere. So did I have MT32 on here? I think I may have removed it, but I did have it on here for a long time. Yeah, I don't think MT32 is on my list anymore. I have Scunny Cart, which is a video game that's very hard to find. It's a like a kind of a clone of Super Mario Kart from the guys who made the Scunny games, if you're familiar with those. They're
Mm-mm.
like platformers, most of them, but then they also made this go-kart game, which is pretty cool. And there's a box, which is really, 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 really hard to find. And I don't know that there is something that comes up when you search it. There's a couple of things.
Hmm.
One is a very ugly disc-only thing. And then they want $65 for just a CD.
Hmm.
Or eight. This isn't actually terrible. $8 for just the floppy disk of the shareware game.
Huh.
So yeah, to find some of these things are tough. Oh, there's also a WizardWorks PC, which is the full version, I think. Yep, full version, CD-ROM only, and it was released as a CD-ROM only. But there is a box. Yeah, it's kind of tough to find. Broken MT32 was not a save search, but MT32. Oh no, I lied. I have a search under Roland MT.
Hmm.
So not MT32 specifically, but it would also include MT100 and the other MT series. The MT100 is probably the only one that's relevant because it uses the same engine as the MT32. The other stuff, if you get into the Roland D series, the D50, for example, is like the king version of the LA synthesis or the D70. The king version of the LA synthesis, which the MT32 is literally the worst baby version that you could possibly buy. But it was not. I don't know how or why they designed it the way they did. It's actually not well designed, considering it's kind of poorly designed. You have to everything that you do on the MT32, you have to do via software. There's no hardware options. The hardware options are so incredibly limited on the box itself. So anyway, what is a Roland D50? Well, Judith Butler's lover is not here yet to ask that question, but a Roland D50 is a keyboard. It's an actual keyboard. And if you
Oh.
watch any videos of me playing with Sean Paul, you will see myself not playing a Roland D50, but the other keyboard player in the band plays two Roland D50s. He actually plays two Korg M1s and two Roland D50s. And I think the Roland D50, I want to say it's the same year. I want to say it's also 1987. Somebody could probably fact check me on that. And then the Korg M1 is something like 1987 or 1989 or 1988. Yeah, no, it's not an MT32. It's way more powerful and sounds a lot better than an MT32. If you guys have been watching the streams, you get to see me run into the limitations of this thing all the time.
And you're totally right, Dan. April 1987 to 1990 apparently was the production.
Of the D50?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the Korg M1? That's another
Korg
cool one.
M1. Korg M1.
There
1988 to 1995.
1988 to 95. Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of great 80 sounds in that keyboard. And the D50 as well. Did they add up to become a D100? I think there's a D110 in that same series of linear arithmetic synthesis, which I don't know. It was just a particular I could not explain it. You could probably, if you want to know more about it, you have to Google it and stuff. But how often do musicians use vintage keyboards like guitarists use old guitars? Yeah, so good question. We all love and would prefer to use vintage instruments all the time, except for the fact that a guitar from 1970 or 1960 or 1950 weighs about the same as a guitar from 2021. A keyboard from 1970 or 1980 most often weighs a ton more than anything coming out now, which is not across the board true, but if you are familiar with the vintage Hammond B3 organ, those things are extremely heavy and large. Vintage Rhodes, which I would love to play something like that, very, very heavy. I don't think you can see it behind me. Let's see. Let's see if I switch my view. No. I have a Hohner clavinet behind me. It's extremely heavy. Yeah, a Juno D is like not a Juno. Whereas a Juno 60 or Juno 106 is a lot heavier.
Why are they so heavy, the older ones?
There's just more electronics in them, and they built them differently, and then we were able to get things. Think about how computers got smaller and lighter, whereas computers in the 90s and the 80s were heavy and bulky and big, and they just that's kind of the best way to think of keyboards. They kind of eventually slim down. I mean, they could only slim down but so far, because you still need, you still need the actual key bed or whatever. Whoops, I got this thing all screwy. There we go. Oh, and we will be showing off some knees today as well.
Yay!
We'll try to hold that for later a little bit. Yep, injection molding, that I think that changed a lot. And the thing is, everybody wants to play vintage keyboards because a lot of them are analog, and everything now is pretty much digital. There's a few analog keyboards that are still made. They're very expensive. And if you want to buy vintage keyboards, for whatever reason, they have taken off like nobody's business. So there was I think it's the Jupiter 8, Roland Jupiter 8. Somebody Google or put on eBay, look up on eBay and see how much a Roland Jupiter 8 is going for. Or is it a Jupiter 80? What am I saying that
Jupiter
right?
8.
Jupiter 8, yeah.
Correct.
How much is it going for?
880?
No, that's not right.
Oh, it's just a sound module. That's not the keyboard.
Just the sound module, yeah. You might have to look up sold because there's not going to be very many on
Roland Jupiter 8 keyboard. I'm also on ebay.ca. Oh, here. No, that's not it. That's a Jupiter XM. No.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, here's a dust cover for the Roland Jupiter 8.
You may not even be able to find one. $1,200? No. A lot more. The last one I heard about was something like $25,000. So yeah, you can't get them. They're selling for insane money. Everybody wants them. Or if you look up a drum machine that's super, the most famous drum machine ever, besides the MPC, is the Roland TR-808. Okay. If you look up the price of a Roland TR-808, that'll be in the thousands of dollars, and it's not doing anything special.
Yep, but $5,000-$6,000.
$5,000 or $6,000.
Yeah, 6,000.
That's insanity for a little drum machine that is kind of limited. But it was very signature, and it's just gotten, I don't know. I don't even know if you have more luck with local auctions, because the people that bought this type of hardware in the first place always knew what they had. You might catch something at an estate sale or something like that. Are you out of focus, Julia?
Again. This Logitech, this webcam that you recommended to me, I don't know.
That's what I'm using.
How come you don't go out of focus? I'm not moving back and forth.
So you know what I do before? The little trick is with the Logitech Capture software. Okay. I turn on and off the Logitech Capture software before I start streaming. Before I even start OBS, really.
So where would that even be?
It should be just I have it put in my dock because I have a streaming machine, so it's very highly geared towards streaming alone. But yeah, if you turn that off and on, supposedly it does something with the settings and the focus of the camera. Yeah, I think it would be tough to find a lot of this vintage equipment. I mean, even an MT32, those have risen a lot in price, and they just seem to keep going up and going up and going up. It's kind of annoying because other than retro collectors, I'm not sure who wants them. And I've seen a guy with a room full of stuff. The Roland LAPC, he had like about, I don't know, he must have had 20 or 30 Roland MT32s. And there is no good reason to use multiple Roland MT32s. There just isn't a synthesis reason that you would do that. There's no retro gaming reason that you would do that unless you had 32 machines. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of that is, but just kind of hoarding, collecting, whatever it is that I'm doing behind me. So anyway, that's a little bit of background on some of that stuff. Fractal Mind Mike, I don't know if you were asking about the model, but the Roland Jupiter 8, if you can find a sold listing for a Jupiter 8 on eBay. That's going to be a very pricey item. So anyway, Julia, talk a little bit about what we're doing today. Or did you already talk about what we're
I
doing?
while you were up getting your box, I quickly, and but for the benefit of people who are just joining, or also you, I can explain really quickly. This is going to be another waltz piece. There's already a waltz in the demo that is the dining room scene cutscene, and we're going to be having another waltz for another type of that type of a scene, except uh, chapter one versus chapter four, things have gotten a little bit more tense, and we're going to do some more non-cozy, tense, waltzy type of music for this bit. And so it's going to be a looping piece. Doesn't necessarily have to be that long, probably like, I don't know, a minute or so.
Minute to 90 seconds or something like that?
What's that?
A minute to 60 to
Yeah.
90 seconds or something like that?
Yeah, and I think that would do the trick. It's not too long of a conversation because I don't like having scenes where the player is just kind of clicking through dialogue to be that long because it can get, I think, kind of boring if they're just clicking through like tons and tons of dialogue. So even the cut scenes that I have, or the scenes where it's just basically reading dialogue. I don't particularly care for the gameplay or lack of gameplay of visual novels, and so I'm trying to be careful about not having too much talking in, well, not talking, but too much text in the game overall.
Just enough dialogue, you mean?
Yes,
Even if it's not
absolutely.
spoken. A waltz
Yes.
dance off between brother and sister for the property
Mm-hmm.
rights to the Crimson Lodge. Interesting. Interesting idea. I'm not sure there's much dancing in this game. Is there a lot of dancing and can we expect a lot of
um,
dancing in the Crimson Diamond?
there's probably no dancing in the Crimson
Oh.
Diamond unless I completely change everything and make it like a
This
big
is not a
dance party.
DDR type of game?
No, and I don't think they're gonna have any type of. They're not
No.
gonna have any balls or anything at the the Crimson Lodge or
meaning
anything like
meaning
that.
like galas.
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
meant.
All right.
But I know it sounded weird when I said it, and
That's
then I
why
just
that's
decided
why it's mature audiences, folks.
I thought I was just gonna let it go, but Dan could not let it go. Um,
There is drinking.
yes,
Yeah.
there's drinking. And so I sent Dan a piece from the Digger of Amon Ra soundtrack just to kind of give him an idea of vaguely what I kind of was looking for.
Oh yeah, and I
And
think we should play that.
sure, absolutely.
Do we get a copyright strike for that?
We haven't been for
Okay,
the game
good.
music
All
stuff.
right. So
Like
if
you
we
said,
do,
people are not too
we
careful
just
about
mute
it.
it then.
Of course.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let me call that up, and it's a piece from Dagger of Amon
Yes.
Ra.
For those who are familiar, it is the piece that is in Wolf Heinrich's office, and it kind of popped into my head as the kind of feel that I want, where it's kind of, you know, a bit tense, but still, I mean, it's still kind of a playful game, so slightly with a bit of playfulness, but mostly just tense. Things have definitely happened in the intervening chapters. There's minor alcohol usage depending on, what you decide to do with the crystal decanter of whiskey in the dining room.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But there's no dancing.
No dancing, no balls.
Uh, I want to see if this is actually going to play, and it may not. No. Okay, I got to reset something here on my
Oh wow, Mousesmith says Roland
sound.
Jupiter 8 on sale for 500 US dollars on Yahoo in Japan.
I oh, a JP08 is not the Jupiter 8.
Oh,
Right, the
okay.
JP08 is currently on sale. That's an item you can buy for relatively cheap. And USD 500 is actually overpriced for what they were going for. But it's a remake of the Jupiter, or it's supposed to be like the Jupiter 8, you know.
Huh.
And Fractal Mind Mike said no local Jupiter 8 sales on
Hmm.
eBay, meaning you can't even find one for sale to buy. So that kind of tells you what you're dealing with there.
And Dan, speaking of music stuff, have you bought any of those Panic soundboard things?
Oh, the what were they called? That by Teenage Engineering. Those
Yeah,
ones.
the Teenage
I have
Engineering
not.
ones.
I have not. But I'm definitely considering one. I'm definitely considering one.
They're fantastic. Hold on, I'm gonna like put a link on for that.
Okay, there we go. We have sound.
Teenage Engineering.
Now, why is
Um,
it important that we talk about Teenage Engineering?
because Teenage Engineering is the company that Panic has gotten to create their play dates, which hold on, I'm just gonna switch to my camera view, which is where, oh, here it is, which is this little lovely little thing. So
Now, Julia, wait a second. I thought the Playdate wasn't released yet.
you are correct, Dan. The
Ah,
Playdate is not released yet. This is a developer model, and the consumer models went on pre-order July 29th, and the first 20,000 units sold out in 17 minutes. And
wow.
now, if you are to pre-order, you will get yours in 2022.
And you pre-ordered one as well, didn't you?
I did, and then you can pre-order with a cover as well. You get a slight discount if you order the two things together. And yes, Teenage Engineering is responsible for the engineering of this beautiful
For
little
the
happy yellow
design,
cranky
right?
box. What's that?
The design, right?
Yes, the design.
Which has magnets on all four corners
Yes.
and will be magnetic to the dock when that is available for purchase as well.
Yes, which is going to be a Bluetooth speaker and a charging station. So I can only imagine how nice the music's going to sound if
But
they're
it's not
so well known.
available. It's not available for pre-order or anything yet, is it?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Just right now, the Playdate. One lucky few to get one. Did you get one? I saw someone wrote a thesis on developing for the Playdate in C. Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but the Playdate is not based off of C, right? It's based off of what is it based off of?
Yes, C or Lua.
Lua, that's
work.
right. That was what I was thinking of. C probably being the more, I don't know, the more complex of the two.
Probably. And also if you're going in order of complexity, it'd probably be C. Simpler than C would be Lua. Simpler even than that is something called Pulp, which is what they have. It's a browser app where people can make simple games for it using just their browser. So it's really cool. It's an awesome tool that I've been playing with a little bit, and they've continued to improve it and tinker with it since I've used it. So it's probably even better than I remember.
It's pretty cool. The Playdate name always confuses me because there's no multiplayer. Yeah, no, it's definitely not focused on multiplayer. But what is cool is the way they're releasing the games. Like they're
Yes.
literally beaming games to you
Yes.
while you sleep, or could
Yes.
be, not
Yes.
necessarily that that's what they're doing, but
Yeah, so that's going to be 2 games a week for 12 weeks. And some of that stuff, like there's some amazing developers working on games for it. The guy who did Katamari Damacy has done one. Bennett Foddy, who did Getting Over It, among other things, and Lucas Pope is
Lucas
also
Pope,
working
I
on
was
something.
gonna say.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
aren't you also working on something in particular? Can we
I
talk about that
am.
a little?
Yeah, absolutely. I am art directing a playdate game called Recommendation Dog, and it's a game that's made in association with Strange Scaffold. So that's Xavier Nelson Jr., who made Hypnospace Outlaw with Jay Tholen. He made an airport for aliens currently run by dogs. He's working on Space Warlord Oregon Trading Simulator, working on El Paso Elsewhere, Skatebird. He works on a bunch of different things at once, and also Sweet Baby Incorporated in Montreal. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to do it. I was just doing some play testing today, and I can't wait for you guys to play it. Whoever is getting a play date.
Ooh, playtesting. Would you recommend the
Ooh.
game? No. Yes, of course.
Of course. And just another thing that we kind of I've seen discussed in the Playdate dev Discord is Playdate is not done in camel case. It's all the D is not capitalized, which is kind of funny.
Okay, interesting.
And I kind of had to unlearn that myself.
So it's just Playdate with a lowercase d.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Just like I can't pronounce Edenwaite's name forever.
Yes. I'm actually gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure that the Playdate is just as that is. Yeah, Playdate. Yeah.
Played 8. Yes.
Played
exactly.
8. Yeah. Played 8.
Okay, let's see if we can call this up now. I think, oh, there we go. We have Julia
perfect.
and I, and we have Laura Bow.
Yay.
Let's play Wolf Heimlich's Office theme.
Please.
think that's the loop point there. And interesting, this piece in the background. Da, 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 da. It's a Wagner reference.
Ah, interesting.
Or at least I hear it as a Wagner reference. Protoman 16. This music sounds like what 7 downloading live. Well, you must have been a lot younger than me. That's how I can tell. I was downloading ROMs off sketchy websites when I was much older than 7. Yeah, I want to say the Wagner piece is called... What is it called? Oh, I guess you lost. Okay, that's it for that part of it. And that brings us to where we are here. I'm kind of set up. I don't really have any sounds called up. Oh, you know what I didn't do, though? And that I need to do? I need to make sure we are at 1080. And I figured this out. I don't know why I figured or how I figured this out the other day, but for some reason when you change the resolution, it changes my refresh rate. Ah, because the capture, is it because of the capture card? I have no idea why it does that. My monitor should be refreshing it much faster than 60. Huh. Interesting. Now, why is that? I couldn't tell you. I'm not that smart. There we go. That's what it should be doing. Apply. Should be refreshing at 144 hertz, not 60 hertz. Okay. And it'll look a lot better. Great. That should look better for everybody. Michael Darkwolf, long time. Glad to have you back. Everyone knows you need 120 hertz for Pro Tools. Yeah, the truth is probably you could get away with something at 60 or less, 50 hertz. So I think the first order of business here should be sound selection. And I don't need any of this stuff on my master. I don't know why it's there. I don't even need the VU meter. Okay. Is it Ride of the Valkyries? That's what I was trying to figure out, if that was the name of the piece. So that is not copyrighted, thankfully. He passed away long before, or since he's passed away, the copyright has expired and that song has become public domain. That said, we got to come up with something that is not public domain, that is copyrighted material. Let's see what we have sound-wise. Well, this sound was similar to the other waltz we had.
Oh, can we play the other waltz a bit?
We could, yep. I can open it. Let's see if I can find it. Dinner theme. Let's save this, and we'll play the dinner theme. Good idea. Anything you composed today is not public domain yet. That's correct. Okay. Okay, there we are. So let's play it again because Deluxe Tux raised a good question. Cosmic Void is flexing their knowledge, or sorry, their vast cache. Yeah, big spender, vast cache of channel points. Get back to work. Okay, so before I do that, which I will get back to work in 2 seconds, I want to play this and see if this is minor. Yeah, it is minor. So it starts in a minor key. So the minor is not enough alone to get us what we want, to get us the tension that we want. So we don't need to save this. Double minor, double flat, double sharp. You can do that.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Well, it more refers to, so if you can see here, I'm playing the key of C. If anybody knows piano, you can see that's C. C sharp would be one note above, one step above, half step above. C double sharp would be D, or C double sharp. It gets really complex because of scale theory and just how we view Western music in general. It gets pretty complex. If anyone really wants me to explain complex music stuff, maybe I can do Music Nerd. You know, like my buddy Jim Plays Games, or our buddy Jim Plays Games channel has a good "Shut Up, Wesley," which means stop talking about Star Trek. And then he has another one that says start talking about Star Trek, because he always talks about Star Trek. Maybe there's a channel point reward I can put in for stop talking about music nerd stuff or start talking about music nerd stuff.
Perfect.
Anyway. So I think I'm just going to play something until we get something that sounds like what we want.
Are you going to record it?
I don't know. Should I?
Sure, why not?
The thing is, I think the tempo should be actually a little slower of the piece versus the Dinner Waltz.
Yes, I agree. Because it's kind of going to be a piece that, yeah, you're sitting at a table, and for tense things to happen at a table, it's not going to be fast. It's going
right.
to be like
it's
weird,
tense. It's not fast. It's tense.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the Dinner Waltz again, because I want to see how did I do this in 6/8 time? I did it in 6/4 time and 160. Okay. Tense waltz. So we need to be slower than the tempo of 160. Take a cat, have it tap dance across the keyboard, and call it jazz. I can't do that because I actually play jazz stuff. So I want to find a couple of sounds too. This is the bassoon, so let's write 86. I like this sound. This is patch 48, which is string section 1.
We haven't used a lot of strings, I feel like, so that's kind of nice.
We have, but they don't sound like strings.
Oh.
They sound like synth.
Hmm.
Maybe we can try to get more low.
Ooh, I like
I
that.
don't know. I'm thinking about low, but I'm also thinking about melody and try to maybe make this memorable, even though it's tense. To
Yes.
find some kind of tense 24 BPM should be slow enough. That's pretty slow. Considering we're at 160 before. So let's put ourselves in 6/4 time, even though it's probably 3/4 might be easier. No, let's put it in 3/4. And we got to be slower than 160. So 140 is 20 BPM slower. That might be significant enough. We also need ourselves a click track. Let's get one. Okay.
It's pretty loud.
Still, don't worry about the loudness of the click. I
Okay.
can turn that down. I need it
Okay.
loud for me to hear, though, over the top. I think that's still too fast. I'm trying to think of the tempo. Maybe let's try 120
Hmm.
and see what happens. That's not bad, but I'm wondering if we can go even a hair slower. Nope, that's too slow. 120 is better. Still quite fast. Yeah, let me see what I can come up with. And I want to be in a different key.
Ooh.
I like that already.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Okay, I like the direction we're headed in.
Yep. Maybe a bit lighter.
To Death March now?
Yeah, yeah, it's a bit death marchy.
Okay, we're on to something. What? I don't know yet, but let's try it. So that's already a minute-ish. Okay, I got an idea.
Is it that waltzy?
It won't be right now. It won't sound that waltzy right now, but it is in 3.
Ooh, that's kind of nice, that tapping.
Okay, I gotta just do something here. 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so.
I like that boom, boom. It's kind of nice.
I think we can add some of this stuff in there.
Yeah, the snarey bit I like the snare bit. I like the boom, boom also. It's nice.
And I want to take out some of these notes because I can already hear this thing struggling. The MT32 is killing me.
And if it was my idea, Dan would be doing nothing but complaining about this because it's his idea. He can't, which is kind of great.
I'm still complaining about it.
Well, that's true.
Okay, let's just get rid of the bottom notes entirely. We'll find a bass if we have to, but... Gosh, maybe we shouldn't even do that. We should do it like this. Basically what happens is you run out of polyphony, and polyphony means, right, Cosmic Void kind of nailed it. Polyphony means that you can only play up to a certain amount of notes at a time. And I don't know what exactly the polyphony of this particular instrument is, but it's extraordinarily low. You know what? People love Deluxe Paint 2. They loved Deluxe Paint 2. I don't know why. It was like stupidly popular among artists.
I've
It,
never used it.
I was in.
I can't say never. I mean, I don't remember ever using it, but I certainly could have been playing around with it from time to time at some point.
Was it mostly Amiga? I know a lot of the Amiga guys were
Mm.
using Deluxe Paint too, and they were so far ahead of the graphic time. Other than in Japan, you used it on IBM PC. Nice. I've used it on Amiga. Yes. I
Hmm.
know that it's like an Amiga staple. You know, like Deluxe Paint, collecting a boxed copy of Deluxe Paint 2 is like collecting
Hmm.
a copy of Monkey Island or something. Like everybody wants one of those boxes.
Oh, cool.
It's not expensive, but it's desirable. It's a desirable piece. And some people have said that there's stuff that they did in Deluxe Paint 2 that they were just never able to recreate after that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the sample pictures. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cosmic Void, what are you working in on your game? On your games, I should say. And 8-Bit Guy has shown on some older keyboards and some of them yeah, exactly. He shows off a lot of those like that had like Sound Blaster chips and stuff in them. None of them are sound like the stuff he shows off doesn't sound particularly good in my opinion. It's just kind of cool because it's like FM synthesis, but none of those particular synths that he shows off are quote unquote good sounding. They're not like the Jupiter 8. For instance, if you played the Jupiter 8 for somebody and you would be blown away by the sound of it now, you know. Yeah. So you're doing the art in Game Maker Studio too? I didn't even know you could do that. Game Maker Studio is pretty powerful. That's pretty cool.
Wow, I had no idea either.
You can do everything then in that
Huh.
in that engine.
I hear that it's very similar to Adventure Game Studio, so that would be what I would ever if I was ever thinking of coming off of Adventure Game Studio for something that was kind of more powerful and more flexible, then I think Game Maker is the one people talk about.
If I ever had free time in my life, which I don't, I would jump into Game Maker, um, and probably a little bit of AGS too. But it's just, unfortunately, you only have so many hours in the day,
Yep.
and you have to decide where they go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could teach you how to, yeah. No, it would be awesome if I. What's up, Francisco? Never abandon AGS. I don't have anything to abandon. I never started on anything. So, me personally, I have nothing to abandon other than Pico 8. I kind of
Mm.
have abandoned Pico 8, which is not cool.
No, Grandislav, I love Adventure Game Studio. It is perfect. It's all that I need and all that I want.
I still want to know about the adventure engine that's built that they built on top of Unity. What's the one that people use in Unity to build adventure games?
Yeah, I forget it's like a plugin for
And I'll
Unity or
tell you
something.
this, I will never forget the fact that Dave Gilbert was making a 3D game and gave a speech on it, abandoning it, talking about how he and why he abandoned it for more traditional 2D. And that if there's nothing that rings loud and clear to you, that should ring loud and clear to you. You know, I have no stake in AGS, so you just use what works.
Well, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, and I think Adventure Creator and Power Quest, maybe those are the two
Hmm.
that run on top of Unity. Just takes the extra E out of sleep. Slep. And just slept a little. I was doing that last night because my daughter decided she didn't feel like sleeping at from like 1 to 3 last night or 2 to 4 or something like that. Who knows? Who even knows at that time? Time isn't a thing. So, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I would love to do it, but honestly, any more time that I get in my schedule is dedicated to music. Um, that's pretty much all the time I get these days. You know that every 2D game is basically a 3D game that doesn't use the extra coordinates. All 3D art, really. Well, maybe. I don't know. That's beyond my pay grade. Definitely about using the tools for the job. I mean, look what Julia's done so far in AGS. Look what Grundislav has done for many years in
Hmm.
AGS. I don't. Have you ever used anything different to release a game, Francisco, or were they all The Ben Jordans on up through Lamplight and Rosewater are all AGS, right? I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
And if you haven't played Lamplight City, you can't play Rosewater. Well, you can. I think you can still play the demo, can't you?
It's
the
out for
demo up?
limited times. I'm not sure if you can currently play
Yeah.
it.
All AGS. See, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do some powerful stuff there. And if you haven't played Lamplight City, like I was going to say, please play it, buy it, support Francisco, but also support the fantastic music and soundtrack by Mark Bennis in that game. Really awesome stuff. There's a chord right at the very beginning of the game that like influenced the entire way I thought of Empire of Sin, because it was a game I played right at the beginning of working on Empire of Sin, and I was like, oh yeah, this chord is really cool. I don't know what the hell this is, but I got to use this. Is like the intro to Lamplight City is kind of like how I conceived of the background. I don't know. It's very heavily influenced me on how I conceived of the background for the cityscape in Empire of Sin. Anyway. Oh, Click and Play. Yes. I loved Click and Play. I actually am trying to get a boxed copy of Click and Play, which I don't have right now. Some devs have just gone and built their... Yeah, I mean, if you can, what's his name built an engine? Didn't Ron Gilbert rebuild the engine for Thimbleweed Park? He built something custom?
Yes.
Which clearly he could have probably used AGS and it would have been just fine.
Or whatever they had back in those, I don't know.
Thimbleweed Park? Thimbleweed Park wasn't that long ago.
No, but I mean, couldn't they have used an old LucasArts engine of some kind, just modified it or something, updated it?
Well, they did. The only engine stuff I know that they used was, you mean like the Scum engine?
Yeah.
So they did, but didn't they use? Oh, you mean to use it for like later games?
Yeah. Couldn't they have taken that engine and upgraded it for making Thimbleweed Park?
Oh God, I don't think so.
No?
No, because they don't own any of the assets for that.
Okay.
And it's a proprietary engine still,
Okay.
as far as I understand.
Okay, I see.
Scum isn't like out there for free, like AGS or whatever.
Gotcha.
See, Fractal Mind Mike has the Click and Play CD. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Dolores Adventure free game is the re-implemented engine. Oh, so it's still Click and Play. I actually did make stuff way back in the day on a program called HyperCard, which was Mac. It was Mac only, and it was kind of like, I think I got the impression it was like Click and Play. You could drag buttons and kind of move screens around, and there were games made in it, and they were kind of like adventure games, I guess. I don't remember particularly that I made anything that was worthy of even like telling the guy sitting next to me while I was making it, but we messed around and stuff like that. Myst is a HyperCard game? Oh my God. There you go. You learn something every day. Anyway, where's the big spender Cosmic Void with a get back to work?
I can also do that too. I've got a lot of points.
Do you have infinite channel points?
No, I don't actually. But I have a lot of them.
DJ John 125. What's up? I told you you'd love. So DJ John is one of my students at the school that I work at, and I told him about Twitch yesterday, and I told him he might be addicted to it, but I cannot be held responsible for his addiction to Twitch. But I like him, and I like the fact that he's here.
Welcome.
So thanks for tuning in. We're working on this piece of music right now. You know what would be cool is like some little bells to kind of give it that that like waltzy feel.
Wah.
That's pretty cool. got to thin out these harmonies more because I'm losing polyphony. Oh gosh. Can I even thin them out more? No. I'm going to leave it as is for now, but I'm suffering. Just know that I'm suffering right now. Let's see here. Patch 33. Oops. Let's actually not even type in. Let's type in what the actual patch number is. 86. Standard kit is fine because it's channel 10. How do you call a piece of music using only one voice? Oh, like solfeggio, I think, or solfeggietto, or something like that. That's probably like the more classical term. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear it on that. I used to play it when I was a kid. I can't remember all of it. I'd have to look at the music. But yeah, that's it, roughly. It's actually, here's a good one. Here's a good, it's actually not Johann Sebastian Bach. It was Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach, one of Bach's sons. And let me see if I can find it. No. Yes.
It's kind of cool to hear Dan play these classical pieces with his Roland MD50.
You say cool, I say let me do a quick box show off because this game uses that particular song.
Oh, I have the other one that's in the television studio. I love these.
Yeah, the Super Solvers series.
Yes, so good. EGA.
And the
Mine
Learning
was
Company,
anyway.
which is Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank fame. I believe he owned this company.
Oh, cool.
Or purchased the company. But yeah, this particular game uses the song. I think it just uses it over and over and over and over again until you get to like a certain point on the mountain. I've played this but never quite beat it. It's kind of like Carmen Sandiego where you keep having to repeat. You know, that kind of stuff. So yeah. What's up, Slat Studio? Let's jump back to our composing. Press my switch so I can have mouse. Okay. It's annoying. It's not quite.
That's good.
I don't want it to sound like the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, but you know, we'll get there. We'll see what. Fix that part there. Whoops.
I like that sound a lot, actually.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think it makes it less death knell and a little more tense.
Yes.
We can even back some of these other sounds off. Okay, so. What the hell happens there? Francisco, you're having too much fun on this stream. That's not allowed, sorry. Wait a second. Hold on. We got to do that properly. Try that again.
I can't. Okay.
Pretty close.
I'm not. Am I tilted the right way? I don't know.
No, your eyes are in the wrong direction.
Okay, wait.
That's right. That's the right direction. Nice. Is that why you don't allow Francisco on stream anymore? He's only been on once and already you said, hey, that's it. No more.
We've only had 2 guests so far, and they were both lovely. We all had fantastic
what
times.
am I, chopped liver?
Yes.
Oh, good to know. At least I know where I stand.
Well, Dan's not a guest, so we don't treat him like a guest.
I'm not a guest. I guess this is my channel, so technically I can't be a guest on my own channel.
No.
So technically you're a guest on my channel.
Yes.
So I've only had 1 guest, but you've had 2 guests.
Yes.
I've actually never been on your channel.
Is that so?
Right? Because
you're
other
right.
than in chat, I haven't ever been on your channel.
You're right. You've never been a guest.
How about that?
Maybe one day, Dan, if you play your cards right, we'll get you on as a guest.
I don't know how to play cards, so I don't know.
Any cards?
Poker a little bit. That's too many notes. Well, using four note chords is not acceptable here. That's too much of my polyphony. Let's see what happens. I would be the 7th guest. Oh, God. You know, it's funny. On the back of this book, which I showed off last week or 2 weeks ago, there's a quote because the Fat Man did the music for, Team Fat did the music for 7th guest. There's a quote, 2 quotes. One quote says, from Graham Devine, co-creator of the 7th guest. We thought he was just going to do the music. We had no idea he was this sort of musical... Then there's another quote right after it by Rob Landeros, that's the co-creator of 7th Guest, that says, genius!
Genius.
So apparently, one of them might have been going a different direction, but you never know. Some of these quotes on the back of this book are wild. This is a good one. Thanks for the duct tape and the cable ties. That's a good quote. I met the fat man. He's cooler than God. I met the fat man. He was 8 feet tall, and when he walked, he made no sound.
Ooh, I like that.
The Enigma says, professional human marvel says, George, you are my hero. Let's see. I met the fat man. I shared a room with him. I'll tell you what I learned. The fat man tips housekeeping $1 every morning. The fat man sleeps with a t-shirt on his face. The fat man waits until you're just about to fall asleep, and he then snores really loud. Then he stops, and when you're just about to fall asleep, he does it again. That's a good quote for the back of your book, right? About game audio. I like this guy. But does the fat man sing? No, the fat lady sings, right?
So I've heard.
Speaking of which, that's probably not PC these days, is it?
I don't know, actually. It's kind of a good question.
Well, we like to be an inclusive channel, so if it isn't PC, I don't want to use it.
Organ's a bit heavy and churchy. We're going churchy again. Or soap opera.
Why didn't that record? If anybody noticed, I played that wrong, but I'm going to fix it. You know what sounds super heavy is this. Oh, really? You want to keep doing that, huh? I got you. I got you covered there, pal.
DJ John 125 says save.
Oh, whoops. Oh, yes. I'll tell you what. His responsibility in our production and songwriting group, one of them is save. That's one of his responsibilities. Control S. Save. Okay? Oh, I just did. His other responsibility is finding a lot of our sounds and samples that we use to make songs. So he's one of those guys that can come up with a lot of great sounds. He came up with something. We're eventually releasing all this music out through the school. It's not nothing's really out yet, but soon, because we're finishing up songs now. He came up with this really cool sample that's going to be kind of a reggae dancehall song with one of the other instructors singing on the song. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So that's why he says save.
Yes.
If it isn't PC, he doesn't want to use it. Sorry, Amiga users. I love Amiga. I literally have an Amiga 500 sitting right here in front of me on my desk with all kinds of newfangled stuff and some old-fangled stuff, too. What does fangled even mean? I don't even know.
I was just thinking that. Old-fangled and newfangled.
Old-fangled, newfangled. Fangled in general? I don't know what it means. Yeah, I think once we get the melody in here. Which I'm thinking about flute. If there is a flute, yeah. Recorder, that's kind of cool. Jim Matt, what's up?
It does sound a bit pensive, and I think I don't know if we want to go for pensive. I'd have to hear the recorder with the rest of it. That's pretty good. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, it would be kind of more like a melody singing kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mimics the sound of conversation. It's not really. I'm not intending it that way. We have another song that kind of mimics a conversation or a discussion, right? What I forget exactly what it was.
Yes, it was I've got it written down now here, so I know this. The commotion sting.
The commotion sting. No, was
Yes.
that it?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was kind of more mimicking a conversation. I don't think there's a good reason to do that here, but I could be wrong. I don't know. What's up, Davor? Were you guys was somebody streaming? I saw that Donovan was streaming DJ Mega Hammer.
Fellow Canadian and a musician.
Everybody's Canadian these days. What
So
happened? I thought there was
good.
only 30 million of you.
There are just approximately that many, and
Yeah.
we all love streaming.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
Ooh, spooky
We were. It was
collab.
fun stuff. We were doing more of our spooky. There you go. Nice. Baholt's in Swedish. Good. Good. At least we
Good.
got something.
That implies that being Canadian isn't good or not as good as being Swedish.
It's no. It implies that there are enough Canadians.
There are enough? That means that's horrible, Dan.
No, I just meant here. 39. Oh, there's 40 million Canadians now?
Wow. Last time I checked, I must have just been in school or something.
What happened to the other 9 million? I got rid of 9 million Canadians on
That's
accident.
even worse, Dan.
I didn't do it on purpose. Hey.
You said there were too many, or there were enough. Or you said there were
No,
enough.
they're all in this chat, I think. I think this is on the stream. Thanks, Thanos.
And Swedes are European Canadians. That's what I'd like to think.
Let me not do that. There's no gems on my hands, so you don't have to worry about that.
They're coming from
Finger
eBay
snaps.
separately.
No, you know what? I haven't found any of those things that I would. I see a lot of figures and toys and kind of stuff. And, other than Soundwave and eventually Blaster, I'm not really too interested in them. My buddy Kevin actually found a Blaster at a thrift store in Canada. Speaking of Canada.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm. And I hope that eventually he'll trade it to me for something. They found another 9 million that got lost in the Yukon. Yeah. Swedes are like European Canadians. Kind of, right? Because you're to the north, I guess. I don't know.
And they're cool. They're really cool.
Scandinavian. It's like Canadians.
Oh my God. No.
There's a dad joke.
Canadians.
I think we can put that one in there.
It's horrible.
No, it's just funny. Like everybody I know these days is Canadian, and like I said, I thought there was only 39 million. I live in the U.S. and I'm talking to Canadians all the time.
Well, because you're so close to the border.
Am I?
Yeah.
I don't
We're
know.
relatively close to the border.
The state of New York is borders it, but not where I am. I'm not very close. So from Toronto, you're about 2 or 3 hours from Niagara Falls, right?
Yep, about 2.
For me, I'm about 8 or 9.
Oh.
Maybe 10. It's really far. I think it's 8. High percentage of Canadians in quarantine. Yeah, right? I hope he doesn't sound like us.
Yeah, people think you're in Canada. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, and I always correct them and say, there's no way Dan could be Canadian.
No. I've actually never lived in Canada. I've never lived anywhere else other than Jamaica for a short time outside this country. Canadan. There's a dad joke.
Canada.
Canada. There's 2 dad jokes in a row. Oh man. I definitely don't have what it takes to be Canadian. That's for sure. 7 hours to get out of NYC traffic. Well, you can avoid from where I live. You can avoid New York City if you're going that direction, but it's really far. It's literally like the whole state and then some, and probably you wouldn't want to drive there. You would just want to fly there.
Yikes.
If you had to do it. 8-hour drives, like I could get so many other cool places in that amount. Like I could get to North Carolina in that amount of time or about there. I could get to Florida in about a day and change. So, I don't know. Do I really want to drive to Niagara Falls? I think the answer is no. Do I really want to drive even past 15 minutes away from my house? The answer is also no, but I don't always have that choice. I think maybe this should only be in part of the song.
Yeah.
Gets annoying, right?
It's a bit much for too much of it. Yeah.
We'll figure out where it goes after we get this part. Wait. Did I just see something? Niagara Falls getting compared to Florida. Just ask Francisco why he lives in New York and he is from the great state of Florida, if he's still around. I gotta think of a better melody than that. That's kind of cool. Okay, I need an intro. 4 bars. Whoops. DJ John just said in his imaginary voice in my head, he just said save, so I did.
There's our intrigue.
Yeah. That should be it.
Nice.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Almost. Da, 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 da. Mm-hmm. That's better.
Mm-hmm. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I was thinking something like that for that part. Mm-hmm. That's a good sound. I like that a lot.
It just sounds, it's totally off when I play it because the MT32 just doesn't like me. Yeah. I think it needs another sound there. I don't want to use the recorder the entire time. I kind of like changing it up. That's not a bad sound, but clarinet could work.
I love the clarinet. That's one of my favorites on the MT32.
Is it? It's probably like one of the better sounding instruments.
It's also super cozy mystery sounding.
Yeah. Fireplace kind of thing.
It's too that's too like annoying nasal sound.
That's not the clarinet. I meant 82. Whoops. You know what? What if we did it like a conversation? What would it sound like if we did that?
Totally do that. Give it a shot.
Even though it's not a conversation. It's pretty close. Whoops. Ugh, that was terrible. What is the melody here? Okay, come on. I can do this. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What don't you like about it? I think it sounds great.
I like up to here, but I'm trying to get this melody right after this part at this point right here, and I just can't get it. You know, the funny thing is, like, I could do this very easily with quote unquote real instruments. and I'm like hearing. That's what I'm hearing in my head. So it's hard. It's hard to hear everything in your head as an MT32 sound. It's not easy.
Deluxe talk said the melody can go do do be do da do. Okay, hold on.
Say that again.
Be okay. I'm trying to read this properly. Do be do da da do. Okay, do be do da da do. Can you read that, Dan, properly?
Nope. You're doing just fine.
Oh, you're not even gonna try. Thanks.
I'm just gonna embarrass one of us.
This is why you can't be a guest on my stream.
This is why I'm not
Just
allowed.
don't cooperate.
This is why I'm not allowed on the channel.
No.
Tonda, what's up?
Hey.
How you doing? What's the flashback idea? I just saw this.
We're just talking about how it sounds like a dancing, like people would be dancing to this. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to have a flashback of the lodge in its glory days, where you got people and it's a huge kind of thing, like in The Shining, where you've got. But it would be like an incredible amount of work.
When the lodge, it would be a lot of work for probably a cutscene.
Yes.
So like the lodge before, when it was public. Or
yes,
whatever.
Exactly. Where so it'd be this kind of thing. This is what it once was like and everything. Like, but there's no ballroom in the lodge really. So I don't know where they'd be doing the dancing.
Stuff would have to have been converted or something. Rooms would have had to have been different.
Yeah, maybe the conservatory or something. We'd have to put a big old ballroom.
That's what I was thinking. The conservatory is where you speak with Evan when he's sitting on the couch. That's the conservatory, or is that the what do you call that room?
Yeah, that's the conservatory.
Yeah, okay. With the outdoor plants and the lighting, the cool lighting and stuff. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So that could be, if you push the chair, if we remove the furniture from that could be a nice place where they could be dancing and stuff and lights and things.
Or it's more of a hoedown where they have it outside.
I don't want no hoedown.
Well, you're pretty much in the 1800s. When you go too much further back, you're in the 1800s.
I want something classy. I don't like. Well, the thing is, they
still had classy stuff, but not outside.
Well, yeah, I read in a Terry Pratchett book there was a barn dance where they take the barn doors off the barn and they use that as a dance floor, and I thought that was always a really cool idea.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Everyone is young with Evan still has hair.
Yes. Oh, flashback. Yeah. Nessa was all like young.
It would be so much work for so little.
I know.
Gain. This is where if I was a game producer on this game, I would say, Julia, cute idea, save it. It's never going to happen. Thank you. Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah. And the developers say, I just really want to do this. It's going to add like 4 months to development time.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to add months to development time and add literally nothing for the player or for anything else.
Yeah.
This is where Dr. Mikachu puts on her producer hat. Oh, I am no Dr. Mikachu. She that's her department, definitely. She's everything though. She's all those things. She's had to do a lot of roles at various different companies and also on her own at Pretty Smart.
Yes, absolutely.
So Julia just has no choice. She has to put on all the hats, and she doesn't even necessarily want to.
I don't mind actually.
You haven't had to put on the composer hat too much.
No. I definitely have. I did, although I did do a bit because I did do the original like practice track for the shower death and
you did
like
some of the sound effects too, right?
I did. I did. So that was all good and stuff. But I don't mind because I can be free to indulge some of these things. Although I don't think on this scale I would even do that for myself. But stuff like spinning in the chair and that kind of thing.
Right. Spinning in the chair is not terrible. It's not adding that many months to the development time.
No. It just only be a couple
But doing
days,
a full
maybe.
flashback with character art and all kinds of and Nancy would have been like a baby.
Yep. She would literally be in the scene.
She wouldn't be in there.
It'd be Evan as a young man, Nessa as a young lady, and their
family. Yeah, I was gonna say their parents, their family, or whatever.
Yeah, and there'd be guests, and it'd be super classy. And I think the conservatory actually has more floor space than you might think if we really crowded people in there.
Well, look at like Quest for Glory, the end of the game in Quest for Glory 1. They're all kind of crowded into that throne room.
Yeah, well, it could in a way almost be like a magical flashback at Dave, where she imagines what it would be like, and so she kind of puts herself in that scene. Maybe she's seen some photos of a young Evan and a young Nessa, that kind of thing, and then she can imagine what they would be like when they were young.
That's not a bad idea, Blaholton. Maybe it could just be a photo of what happened.
Oh, beautiful.
A
Yeah,
photo
absolutely.
would be kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Flashback dance scene, DLC. Yeah, exactly. As far as I know, the only DLC, if there is any DLC at all, would be the soundtrack,
Okay.
or potentially like bonus material. But
Yeah,
but as far as game, there's not going to be more game in a DLC.
yeah. There will be a deluxe version where there'll be the soundtrack made available, potentially even a MIDI soundtrack.
Right. It's possible. It's very possible. You like I always like to put some of these thoughts like that I know Julie's going to be like, "What the hell is he talking about? He better shut up right now." And then, bring it back to like, "Oh yeah, we are actually doing that." Okay,
This
cool.
is why I tell Dan almost nothing about what's going on with the game.
I can't ruin the game because I don't know what's happening. Oh man. See, Fractal Mind Mike, you think like me. The only problem is, it's funny. I got a couple of people. A friend of mine was wearing my hat today, and put it on his Instagram, and so I shared it on my Instagram stories. And I got a bunch of messages saying, "Hey, I want to buy one of the hats. I want to buy one of the hats." And I'm like, the only problem with that is then I have to go into hat manufacturing mode, and I have to
Hmm.
get stock of hats, or I could do it print on demand. But for hats, that's no good.
Dan, you have to send me a Dan the Band hat.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I think I'm almost out of them, but I'm gonna have to make some more at some point.
You got to send me one.
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
gonna have
one.
to make some more at some point. I actually liked this is the nicer quote unquote
It's so
version,
cool.
but I like the cheaper hat that I had better than
Why?
this one. This is the new era 5950 cap,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot more expensive to produce, but
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked the fit and the way the other one felt better, the cheap one. I
Hmm.
forget the brand, but I have two different versions of the hat, and this is
Oh.
the second iteration of it.
Which the one that Sean Paul has?
He has both, I think,
Hmm.
but he originally he was wearing the first iteration hat. Uh, do I have the poster here? I have the poster somewhere. I don't know. I have a bunch of the posters somewhere. And I think he's
Ta-
wearing the first version.
Tana suggested you can make wear the Dan the Band hat for 5 minutes redemption.
I could. I got a couple of them here, but one of my buddies in Canada that actually does merch for Sean. See Canada again. What he does merch for Sean Paul,
Mm-hmm.
and he was one of the guys that texted me today saying, "Hey, can I get a hat?" So there you go.
Yes, can I get a hat? And I will totally make a channel reward if Dan sends me a hat where I wear the Dan the Band hat
That's a
for
good
5 minutes.
reward. Julia has to wear the hat. There we go.
I like the hat. I actually look good in hats, so I totally wouldn't mind.
Okay, there we go. It's
There we
settled
go.
then.
Settled.
Yeah. New Era 59s are like yeah, they're not these aren't fitted. These are snapbacks. But yeah, the New Era is the company that makes professional baseball hats.
What's fitted? I'm not up to date on my baseball
Fitted just
fashion.
means like so if you look this way, right?
Okay.
See this?
Okay, it's very small. Can you make Big Dan happen?
Yes. Make Big Dan. Hold on. I'll split it. So you
Okay.
can see
Okay. Right.
this.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This
I
is
remember
this
those.
is the snapback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the fitted will just have nothing. It'll just be fitted. So you have to buy the right size. So I can't do
Oh,
that because then I would have to buy a bunch of hats
right.
in different sizes
Of
just to have
course.
stock, and so the snapback makes more sense. They were
Mm-hmm.
both
Mm-hmm.
snapbacks, but the original had a green
Okay.
underbill. This
Okay.
one has all black, and it's an all black hat, and then they just do the embroidery on the cap. Fitted is for a
Three.
specific size, yeah.
So 3D embroidery. It's like stands up from the cap and stuff.
It's not super 3D, but it is
Mm.
kind of kind of
Mm-hmm.
3D-ish. You could do it 3D or like puffed out or whatever if you want. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if it would look that great though.
Yeah, maybe the details in the middle would get lost or
If
something.
I
The
had time and I was more of a t-shirt hat mogul
mm.
than I am, then I might experiment with different things. I thought about doing different colors, but the black with the white seems to be the most popular one. I
Absolutely.
actually have white with the black as well.
Oh, I like black with the white.
Yeah.
I definitely like that one
Yep.
best. Yeah.
I have two fitted hats. One is slightly too small, the other is a little too loose. And this
Mm,
is the problem. If you like when my hair gets longer, the fitted hat doesn't fit as well. Then I have to cut it short, then it fits perfectly. As
mm-hmm.
soon as it gets a little long, when I want to wear it again, it's just a pain in the butt. So
Yeah.
anyway, the snapbacks are probably the way to go. And you can cut down on inventory. This is something for all developers. You're not making hats, but anytime you say like big box or manual or anything physical, just cost and shipping, and
Yep.
shipping equals cost.
Oh yeah.
So it's just going to cost you space, and it's going to cost you time, and it's going to cost you money.
Yes, that's why I like doing everything. All my merch stuff with the Crimson Diamond is done with Society 6 because they handle everything. I don't have to worry about anything. I
And
get
it's
like
print on
a very,
demand.
very tiny fraction of the cut,
Right.
a cut, like really tiny, but they do everything and customer service and everything. So I don't have to worry about people returning stuff and the print not working out, anything like that. It's totally worth it.
Yeah, and the print on demand is nice because they don't have to hold inventory. All they need is
Exactly.
the image files, and then they're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Print on demand is worth it for, like for what you're doing. I mean, if Julia was selling, 20 t-shirts a day, then it would be more
Mm,
worth it for her to actually go into
yeah.
the stocking of and shipping herself because the margins on those are much better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean hats are a little different. You can do print on demand, but I think you can only get like the trucker hat style hats because
Hmm.
these are embroidered. So the embroidery you can't really get. Um, as far as I know, you can't really do that on demand. There's not a thing. That's not a thing, unfortunately. So I'll see what the minimum runs are to get some more hats, and I'll look into it locally with some local. Really, Streamlabs might do it. Do you have merch, Fractal Mind Mike? Do you work with do you work with somebody? I know Jimbles does.
Oh,
Middle Age
cool.
Stream. He has merch, but I think he said that he makes like nothing off the t-shirts too. So I bought a t-shirt and then I sent him a bunch of bits because I know he said
Hmm.
he makes nothing, which probably because there's no margin. So you do have merch. Okay, cool. I got to get some. You got merch of that disc, the 3.5 disc. That's cool. Of all the pain of trying to ship to Jerry's. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is and it isn't though, because if you're shipping from the United States, almost all countries are about the same price once you start shipping out of the country. Now the problem exists when the buyer that purchased it gets it in their country and they're susceptible to customs tax,
Yes.
VAT, or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
That's a whole nother issue. So you get your play date in Canada, unless they have some kind of agreement there, then they're paying you're going to pay another customs on
Uh-huh.
top of it. Do you have
I
to pay?
did.
There you go. So there you
Yes, I
go.
did. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of times, you just are mentally prepared for that to happen. Yeah, I'm just looking at my Society 6 right now, and someone bought a T-shirt last month, and the price it sold at was $18.19, and I got $2.60 from it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that you're making like about 10%,
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
12%, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep. Yep.
That was me, Mike said.
Oh, was it? Awesome.
Still waiting for it to ship. Yep,
Oh,
nice.
good luck. Good luck. Hope it gets there soon.
Yeah, and that's the deal. So
Yep.
you're actually, unless your volume is high, you can't really make any money. And flip side of it is, if your volume is high, you're going to want to be shipping it yourself and having it printed
Mm-hmm.
yourself because it costs
Mm-hmm.
you a lot less. So that's saying that 1890 whatever, the shipping the cost that they're incurring, they're charging you about $16 per shirt.
Yeah, actually, it actually says your price it was sold at was 2209 or something. Apparently, I'm looking at another part of it. So
Okay.
maybe,
Maybe that
um,
included shipping.
yeah, I don't know exactly how this works.
Yeah.
Yeah, price sold 2209 and earnings was two
But
dollars
Fractal
sixty
Mind
cents.
Mike is far. He's in Australia, right?
Yeah, so that doesn't include any of the shipping or anything. Like they
So
don't
it can
even
include the
show me what
shipping.
that is.
Because for me to ship you a hat in Canada is probably about
Yeah,
12
like,
to $15
oh yeah, yeah.
just for the shipping, and then they may or may not charge you customs on the item
Yeah.
based off the price I say that the value of the item
Yeah.
is worth, or what they deem the value of the item to be worth. It doesn't even matter what I say it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say it's a gift, and it still doesn't matter. You still be charged customs fee for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you order Redbubble in your country, in Canada, is Redbubble's based in the U.S.?
I think so. I assume so.
So when you order anything from Society 6 or
Yep.
wherever,
Yep.
you're paying a customs to get it to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's no way around that unless you use a
Um,
Canadian company.
no, sometimes you know what? It sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I just pay if I have to, and I accept that as the reality of the situation.
But it tacks on a significant number of extra dollars
Oh,
per,
sure.
like
Absolutely.
percentage wise, it's
Absolutely.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not cheap.
Yeah. So sometimes with Society 6, they sometimes have free shipping and things like that. So I wait for those types of promotions to save myself a few bucks here and there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Unless you ship it to your in a PO box, yeah.
In the
You
States,
could
yeah.
try. You could try it. I mean, yeah, if you're physically carrying the goods, I mean, they're not going to give you a problem for that, but you got to transfer across the border, which is next to impossible at the
Mm.
moment. And then even when when it was possible pre-pandemic, it would take a long time. There's long waits to go across the border either way, right?
Yeah, so the
It's
best
not a
thing is,
short
for instance,
process.
I Dan got the Crimson Diamond shirt because I met him at PAX East in Boston. I was able to just hand it to him. That's the
Right,
best way,
right, right, right,
really.
right. But you still had to order that, no?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you had it on hand.
Oh wait, did I hand it to you or did I send it to you? I might have just sent it directly to you. Because then it would have been just states like
I
California to New York would be like free
don't
domestic shipping.
remember, but I was wearing it at PAX.
Okay, so I must
So
have
either
sent it
you
to you
sent it
then.
to me or you gave it to me there. I
Oh no,
couldn't
no.
remember.
Okay, I definitely sent it to you then, but it didn't matter that way because you wouldn't have to worry about duties.
Yeah, we don't pay in the
Yeah,
U.S. for whatever reason. We don't have duties on anything under.
yeah.
I want to say anything under $500.
Nice, nice. I wish they did it that way here. They totally don't though.
No, no. When
Ah.
end up shipping big boxes over to Canada, and they're always saying like, "Oh, did you?" I always ask, "Did you have to pay bunch on
Hmm.
customs?" And it's literally like sometimes yes, sometimes no. There's
Yeah,
no
it
rhyme or
completely is.
reason.
Just you never know. You
Yeah,
just never know.
just throw
Um,
the. So
just
let me
frisbee it
drive
across.
8 hours. Julie will
Hmm.
drive 2 or 3,
Yep, two.
and
Yeah,
toss it across and see what happens.
yeah, yeah. And I'm
Hope
sure
for the
there'll be no
best.
problems
No
with that at
problems.
all.
No problems at all.
Yes. And apparently, Fractal Mind Mike says Society 6 t-shirts are 20% off right now, by the
Oh,
way.
that's cool.
Yeah, they do that quite often. And
Uh,
like I said, free shipping
can
sometimes.
you
So,
put the link to your Society 6 page?
oh,
Might as
yeah,
well.
sure.
If anybody
Sure, why
wants
not?
to
Take a look.
anybody wants to
Sure.
grab a t-shirt or something or a mug.
Okay, I can totally do
Blue
that.
cup.
I don't. I wish I had a blue mug. I don't have one. I just have my beautiful bright red one that matches with Nancy's beautiful skin tone.
Ah, yes. So let's play a little bit of this and see where we're at.
Yes, I was almost gonna redeem.
Somebody was going to at some point.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's it. I think that's pretty much it. I gotta fix this melody here at the end.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's save that. How am I so fast? I don't know. This feels slow to me, to be honest. Like, usually I could go faster if I knew the instruments and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be, if you're a composer for like TV or film or something like that, you're supposed to be able to do a minute of music in about 3 or 4 hours. Hmm.
Excuse me. So we're well above that rate, but obviously some of those things are way more complex.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like completed, like mixed, mastered, and ready to go. So like if you get a call, like you might get a call 6 p.m. tonight or 6 p.m. on a Tuesday, and they say, yes, we need to have this in by 9 a.m. tomorrow. So you have to be kind of really quick and also be available, but really quick to be able to execute that in time for something that's going to go literally onto the picture the next day at 9 in the morning.
Okay, so you're also doing the mastering and the mixing and all that
The
too?
TV guys, a lot of them do, but it depends on how big the show is. If the show's really big, they've probably got other engineers or other folks involved. It's not just one person involved.
Okay, so then would if that was the case, so you would compose something and have it all done and then send it to someone to get mastered or mixed and mastered at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something?
Uh, in that case, probably not, but you'd have to have the cue ready. So you
Hmm.
could have the cue ready and then, I mean, it just depends on the case. It's a case by case thing. I don't want to like give anybody the wrong idea about it, but yeah, it's the bottom line is you have to be really quick and you have to be able to kind of mix and master as you go along.
Wow.
Sorry, I missed a bunch of this in the chat. I don't know what was going on.
Oh no, nothing. I've been keeping tabs. No one's asked any music nerd questions or
Okay,
anything like
good.
that.
No respect for the creative process. Well, you know what? No, there isn't. Game development is probably more rushed and less rushed at the same time.
Yeah, can totally even with you can totally rush art. When I was doing illustration, I would work for this weekly. I've shown some pieces
Yeah, I can't
from this
redeem that
magazine.
reward because it's the wrong channel,
Yes.
but
But yeah, so it'd be this weekly news magazine that would come out called Maclean's. And sometimes I get, the day before and they need it by like press time, which would be like 5 the next day or something. So I have less than 24 hours to turn something around. And so but eventually what happened is I didn't even need to submit a sketch beforehand, really, because after like 8 years of working for the same guy, I think I guess he kind of trusted me or something, or I just kind of felt like he wanted a sketch at the beginning. And then when he didn't even ask where the sketch was when I stopped sending him one, I figured I could streamline that process a bit more because so much of the process time is taken up by getting people's feedback and then refining what you have. But if you don't have to do that, that saves so many hours. But even still, those were late nights.
yeah, I mean those yeah, they don't sound like fun. That doesn't sound like it's probably fun but not fun at the same time.
That
Pressure.
yeah. After a while, I did dozens and dozens of those ones, so I kind of really figured out the process for that really well. But there were some times with I always talk about this one particular National Post piece I did that was for the New Year, and it was for their astrology for the New Year. So it was 12 illustrations, and so even if I wanted to change, I wanted them all to have the same color palette. So if I was going to change the color on one of them or a few colors on one of them, I had to do it for all 12.
Oof.
So which just multiplies the time everything takes. So, I have to ink everything. I have to ink everything times 12. So I knew, okay, well, it takes me a couple hours to ink something times 12 is 24 hours, times 24 hours. And you quickly realize that you don't have enough time, but you still have to try to make sure you get it all done
Right,
by
that's
press
the
time.
thing. It's pretty much never in an ideal situation,
No.
you know. Uh nice.
Oh, thanks, Crimson. Thanks, Evil Tentacle. Awesome. Yay.
Nice. And Mike was saying that uh in reference to the Streamlabs option, you have to be subscribing at $12 a month to be able to list the product. Interesting. Yeah, I mean that sounds like it would be something for a larger streamer. I
Yeah.
would rather just
Yeah.
go pay the money to get the hats done, I think. I don't know what a minimum order for hats is, maybe 50 or something. 100, I don't know. 100's a lot of dang hats to be storing in my house.
Hmm. I mean, honestly,
That's the
even if
problem.
I was doing greater volume, I would still keep it as print on demand because I can't be bothered. I just don't have the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the hats is a little different for me. I carry them on tour. I was selling
Yeah.
them a little bit on tour, and
Hmm.
if I could get them to the merch table, I know they would sell a lot more, but that's not my merch table, so I can't always do that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
Sean is a very agreeable dude, so you never know. I might be able to at some point do that if, you know, keep our fingers crossed we actually go
Yes.
back on tour at some point again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until that time,
Hmm.
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, And Mike, you have a much bigger following, and still
Mhm.
yeah, you're partnered, so you still wouldn't want to pay the $12 a month. So if it doesn't make sense for you, it clearly doesn't make sense for
No,
myself. You know,
no. For neither of us, it makes sense.
no, no, not at this point.
Mm-mm.
You're just better off with the POD, and I've heard
Yes.
Amazon has something as well. I guess
Oh,
probably I don't think it's related to Twitch, but supposedly Amazon has a bunch of print-on-demand services for all kinds of stuff, books,
oh yeah,
um,
sure, yeah, yeah.
but they do clothing as well.
Which I had no idea about. That's amazing.
Clothing, tote bags, but I don't think
Mm.
they do embroidery.
Mm.
Merch sales.
Oh yeah, yep.
Right. Well, either that means you need better merch or that just is what it is. I mean, that's the deal. So
I think it is what
that's
it is
that's
for
what it is,
sure.
what it is. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, like how much of this stuff can we possibly do? Like we're only single people, right?
Hmm.
It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to do all that stuff. And I don't market it. Feels weird. I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel weird for me to market uh that much at all. I mean, I don't sell anything at the moment. So I guess it doesn't feel weird for me to market, but I don't feel weird marketing Crimson Diamond at all.
Yay.
So or Empire of Sin, anything that I've worked on or have involvement with. Um but yeah, I mean, I suppose I don't know. I think the merch thing is pretty cool. I think it, like I think I think it's a nice way for people to be able to express what they enjoy and what they
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
like
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm wearing merch from Romero Games. This is a game designed by um, John and Brenda's son, who was like 13 or something at the time. So it's pretty cool. So I always yeah, but I mean you like merch in the way that you buy it. So you're like your own consumer. So you have a whole bunch of collection of stuff. You already want the big box of the thing we aren't even making, and that's the kind of stuff you enjoy. It's the same. I'm the same way. Like that's why I bought Jimble's shirt. I was like, yeah, I mean it's promoting him, sure, but it's just a cool shirt, and I
Hmm.
like I like it. I enjoy watching his stream, so why wouldn't I enjoy wearing the shirt?
Hmm.
That's the way I look at it.
Hmm. Hmm.
John Romero of Empire of Sin fame. Yeah, I'm not sure that's his most well-known game, but hopefully it is. It would be nice if it was. Sure would be nice.
Oh, Dan, how awesome would it have been if you'd done the music for Doom?
It would have been cool, but they had to work on those crappy tools back then in the 90s.
True. Like
And
you're not working on a crappy tool right now.
I'm working on a really crappy tool. I'm working on an 80s crappy tool
So I don't
now.
know what you're talking about because like it would not be something you'd want to do.
Daikatana. I have two sealed copies right behind me.
Signed, I'm sure.
Not signed. I got them after I met
What?
John.
Oh.
But of course, I do have plenty of John
Oh
Romero
yeah.
signed merch, and this isn't even really merch. This is just his games. But yeah, and I do have a copy of his book, Masters of. Well, it's not his
Mm.
book. The book that was written about him and John Carmack and id Software. The two Johns. Hey, it was good in the '80s. I mean, I don't know, was it? I was alive, but I don't remember particularly business or anything along those lines, or composing much other than on the piano. I mean, I think I wrote my first song when I was like 6 or 7.
Aw.
I'm not saying it was good, or nor am I saying I even finished it, nor am I saying I remember what it was about. But I did write. Are we the last generation which treasures physical things? Everything's all digital these days. Sort of. I mean, I think we're at a weird place because you can still go to a video game store and buy a physical
Mm-hmm.
DVD of something. When's the last time you were able to buy a physical audio CD from a store? Like, yes, I know they have them at Walmart and Target and places like that, but like, when was the last time you went into Blockbuster Music or Virgin Records? It's been many, many years. Did you have those, by the way, Julia, in
Oh,
Canada?
sure. Yeah,
You had
yeah. We
Virgin
had all those
Records?
kinds of stores. We had a
Yep.
big one called Sam the Record Man that was a giant neon sign of these two spinning records, and it's an amazing store. Had all kinds of stuff.
Blockbuster, what now?
Hmm.
And when's the last time you purchased a physical CD from a store? You can't remember.
No,
Tower
of course not.
Records. Yep, Tower Records. That's another good one. There's a Tower Records actually in Israel. I remember seeing it and being like, "Whoa, there's a Tower Records still? Sweet." I don't know if it's still there though. 15 years ago is the last CD I bought. So Mousimus is a good example. I'm going
Hmm.
to use, sorry, Mousimus, I'm going to use you as an example. Sam Goody, that's another good one. About 15 years is the last time you bought a CD. But when's the last time you were able to buy a physical game of a new game that came out?
Mm.
Like, you could walk into a store and buy Cyberpunk if you want. You could walk into a store and buy Ghost of Tsushima, or however you pronounce that, now if you want. This year's Switch. Right, Switch. You can go buy physical Switch games, right?
Oh.
But when's the last time you bought a physical CD of audio? Was 15 years ago. So basically my point is that this is dinosaurs. We're living with dinosaurs. Like, we're the Flintstones right now. Because this stuff is done. It's extinct. It just hasn't realized that it's extinct yet. And people will say, "Oh, they're still selling all this." Yeah, but it's going away, and it's going away quick. So today's physical game DVDs are very, yeah. I mean, generally they're just whatever. I mean,
Hmm.
PS3 was like kind of cool.
Well, usually what happens now is by the time the game
PS4
actually
dumped
launches, there's already
manuals.
hot fixes and patches and stuff. So the CD is not really the DVD or whatever
That
the game
too.
disc is. It's not doing anything for you really.
That too. If you play the first version of Empire of Sin on Switch and you don't update it, it's not going to be the same experience at all if you update to the current version.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how that works with physical sales if it
Hmm.
it is what it is, but it's pretty cool. Does not compare to big backs. No, certainly not. Certainly not. But they have all these collector's editions that they're selling.
Hmm.
And that's merch though. That stuff's all merch. It's not you're buying like a statue or hey, this is the God of War, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. I
Hmm.
just want to play the game, you know? Yeah, I mean, well, they're still ROM, but they're just downloading patches and hot fixes and updates and
Hmm.
whatever. Maybe you bought the season pass, so if you purchase the season pass and you got a physical CD, that's no good, right? Unless it's like a Game of the Year edition and everything's already been fixed. So
Hmm.
you've bought the patched version of the game, right? So you think those updates are on console? What do you mean? They're all on console. Yeah, consoles are getting updates. Switch is getting updates all the time. PS5, PS4, even PS3 still. PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox obviously Series X. All that stuff is still getting hot fixes and updates. And we have a redemption from somebody. I knew it was coming. I saw that little evil look on her face. Okay. All right, let's play this. Let's play this from the beginning and see where we're at. I like it. I got to fix this part here. Whoops. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I think that's fixed. I think this is about close. It's not done, but it's close to a point where I would say I would leave it at this point and then reapproach it again. Because I want to put this like click in at some point. I want to put some of that drum stuff in that we had. But I don't know if now is a good time to do it when my brain is a little fried.
Do you know the original Escape from Witch Mountain?
No, what's that? Is that a movie?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it is.
The original Escape from Witch Mountain. Is it a Disney movie? I think it is. Oh, did Dave Orr take off?
Yes.
If you're still here later, thank you for watching us as always.
Yes, it is
Much
a movie.
appreciated. It's a movie?
Yes.
Snake Plissken. No, that's Escape from LA, isn't it?
Oh, very good. But I like the weird, like the harpsichord or strings or something. Yeah, it's a Disney film from 1975.
I think I saw it. It's been a long time. So probably I was a kid.
You probably have seen it, yeah.
Late 70s. You know, they used to play a lot of those on like network television back in the day. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
This is pre-Disney Plus and all these things.
It was spooky, sad music. I should take it. I've got it up here, so I'm going to take a listen to this later. Thank you, thank you.
I think we're at a good point, though.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like I said, I like the stringy harpsichord stuff that you have just a bit in. So,
this part here, right?
Yeah.
Me too. And I was thinking about it might need to be in a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd like to see it more for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's put a note to ourselves here.
Okay, I'll put a note on my paper too. So what is that again? What instrument?
I think it's harp.
More harp? Okay.
57 is harp. Let's put patch 57 so it stays.
Patch 57.
Save Jonathan if he's still here. I think he left, but that's cool.
Haha.
Saturday night Disney movies. Yeah, they used to do them on like Sundays too. You'd see a lot of those older ones.
I remember even in Canada we had that same thing as well.
Yeah. Saturdays.
I saw a lot of stuff like That Darn Cat, things like that.
Oh, see, he's still there. Nice. Save. He literally says to me, save all the time.
Good.
Save, so we don't lose anything, which is the upside. You found somebody streaming Lamplight City, Mousimus? Nice. Are we thinking about rating? What do we think, Julia?
Yeah, we're thinking about rating.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, all I could say is I noticed that Ren is playing Secret of Monkey Island for the first time.
Oh.
So that's kind of...
Yeah, we might have to go there, unless anybody is, of course, playing the Crimson Diamond. Is anyone playing TCD?
I doubt it.
Let's look it up. Save early, save often.
Good work on the tense waltz for tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Next week we'll be in an art stream again. We're going back to the fisherman and his forest scene that we made quite a bit of headway on the other night. So look out for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we don't have anybody playing, I like the idea of Lamplight City, but
yes, me too.
If Renaissance is playing Secret of Monkey Island, Bushido 808, he does have 808 in his name.
I don't know what that significance that is.
We were talking about the TR8, the Roland
Oh,
TR808
right. Okay.
earlier
Right.
in the
I wonder if
stream.
that's from that.
Could be,
Mhm.
but I think we should raid Ren.
Ren,
I
because he's
think we should
playing
raid him
my
up.
probably my favorite LucasArts game, and I hope it's the EGA version. I haven't
It's
checked.
pretty much like considered one of the best adventure games ever made, I would think.
Oh, it's so good. It better be EGA.
Probably is not EGA, but
Oh.
that I don't know. Let's see. Is it EGA? It is an ad with Billie Eilish, so I have no idea.
Is she an EGA?
She is in Photoshop
Oh,
or
okay.
After Effects or something. Creative Cloud, whatever this is.
Hmm.
Probably Creative Cloud. Speaking of which, have you had any recent contact with the Adobe folk?
Yeah. I was getting in contact with them about having the Adobe Creative Cloud for Photoshop continue
Oh, nice.
because it is better. Like it runs better, it streams better. I don't have the same weird lag issues that I was having with my beloved CS2 on stream. So yeah, and there of course there's some getting used to. I had to get used to a few things, but Chad is always good about helping me figure out the settings I need to change to make it more like what I'm used to. But yeah, I pretty much transitioned completely to creative Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud now, just because
Nice.
it's just it works and it works smoother on newer machines. So absolutely.
So you're going to be disappointed.
I know Maximus it looks
It
VGA.
is VGA. Yep, it is definitely the VGA version.
Oh, makes me sad.
Maybe it's got fantastic music
Yes, it
by the
does.
MT32.
Oh, is it still the MT32
It
music
is
that's on there?
MT32 music that most people like look to Monkey Island as like one of the greatest MT32 soundtracks ever, if not the greatest.
Fantastic.
So what say you, chat? Shall we go visit our friend Renaissance?
Absolutely.
I think
I
we
say,
should.
but you didn't ask me.
I asked you. I asked chat. You're part of chat, I guess. You chat. You
Yes, I
chat on the
am.
chat. You chat more than me probably on my own chat.
Well, you're busy. You're doing stuff.
I'm supposed to be according to this redemption that you did a couple minutes ago.
You went back. I guess you should play the thing. Um,
I did. I corrected something.
yeah, okay, that works. That technically work.
You want Lamplight City, Edenwaith? I think we're gonna go Ren for sure. I think we're gonna go Ren for sure.
Care to play a few lines of a bit of Monkey Island music? If do you know any?
Not really. Da, 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 da,
Yes.
da. No, not really.
Oh.
Not really. Not well enough to play it.
Hmm. You don't have any. You
Uh,
don't play any weddings that request Monkey Island music.
generally no.
Oh.
Generally no.
That's very disappointing.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
What are some '80s tunes and things you learned recently?
Well,
Not that you can play any now, but I'm just
I had to do an '80s tune, an '80s gig, with an '80s band not too long ago. What, last week? Yeah, last week.
what's a song you like that you didn't know before?
I just died in your arms tonight.
That
I
is a
knew
good
the
song.
song, but I'd never played it before.
Oh, cool. I do like that song.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. What else was good? There was a lot of good stuff on that list. It was just hard to learn all of it.
How much did you have to learn then?
I learned about 20 songs maybe, and I programmed 40. So
So
like I needed to
okay,
program 40 songs.
what does that mean? You program 40
So
songs?
like you need the sounds for
Okay, I
those
see.
songs.
Okay, so you learned 20 songs, and how long did it take you to learn 20 songs?
It took me a long time. Longer than I wish.
Like
Longer than I wish it did.
a week?
It took me a week. I only had a week, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. But it took me like oh, he's playing the remaster.
Ooh.
Wow. Anyway, it took me longer than I wish it would have taken me.
Well, yeah, you could say that of just about everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just hard. There was no good way to do it. So anyway, I think we should rate it up. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's been here watching with us and hanging with us. My name is Dan Policar. This is Julia Minamata. We have been making the Crimson Diamond the score. And next week we will be with Julia on her channel, which is
I
A
can do
underscore
this.
Maple Mystery.
A
I
underscore Maple Mystery. That's me.
was wondering if you remembered it.
Yeah, I don't know. I still can't shout myself out. It's bizarre. At
Can I?
A underscore Maple Mystery.
Probably you can't shout yourself out. There we go.
Thank you.
And let's do this. Raid the Renaissance. He's actually a local buddy.
Cool.
He's not too far away from me. He's in Harlem.
Nice. Have a good night, Blaholtzen. Eden Waith, good to see you as always. Mousimus.
Yeah, thank you guys all for watching. We will see you next week, and then we'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
Fantastic.
All right. And let's rate it up.
Rate it up.
Oh, yeah. Fractal Mind Mike, pleasure. I'm going to come check out one of your streams, by the way. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're on.
Yeah, Evil Tentacle, thank you for buying the notebook.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
And there we are. We are now fully rating.
Sweet.
Wait, talk to him.